Welcome, Cobras fans, to the Cobras Corner. We are back. I'm James Brown here with Coach Josh Resignalo. Coach, welcome back.
Yeah, man. Glad we're in the Coliseum. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. We're filming live here from the Coliseum, and we're just coming off of a bye week, looking into this weekend where we're playing the Jacksonville Sharks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always an exciting time when the Sharks come to town or we get an opportunity with that matchup versus Jacksonville.
Yes, sir. And today we want to talk about a little bit about where we are, where we're headed, and then the playoff picture as it is fastly approaching. We're going into a pretty big game, and we've got to get some things right, going in the right direction.
Absolutely. It's a good timing for us to have a bye week after the first half of the season, what would be a short first half of the season with the 8-game schedule. So being at 1-3, we're definitely not where we thought we were going to be when we first started talking and putting this together in camp. And I truly believe that we're not a 1-3 football team, but the games and the production has shown otherwise. So this bye week for us was an opportunity for us to reevaluate some things of what we've been doing as a whole, from coaches to players to preparation, all those things. Because we watch a lot of film. We have a strength coach. We have team workouts, and I mean just the whole gamut. And not every team has a strength coach doing team workouts, at the facility and stuff like that. So that's something the Cobras have always done, and that's something that I wanted to keep going. With DAP, with Andy there, he does a good job with the guys. So they're out of Thomasville, so that's a pretty good addition for us this year. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, well, and Coach, I'll tell you what, looking back at those 4 games, there's obviously stuff that you could take, good stuff. We talked in previous weeks about improvement on the offensive line, and I thought in the last ball game we saw that. I thought we saw really good offensive line play.
Yeah, it definitely had been better from the previous couple games. Having some rocky issues here and there, some miscues with the snaps and center quarterback exchanges. That stuff can't happen at this level. So that's tough pill to swallow when you're calling plays that you're going to score on and guys running wide open and you can't even freaking get the snap. So that's tough. So we just added offensive lineman Dwayne Williams. So he's going to help out at center and both sides, either guard, right or left. So that's a pretty good, solid player for us to add. So he's just going to bolster us a little bit on the offensive line, and which I think is going to be overall successful for us.
Once you have that success up front, you've got some dynamic players out there at receiver. Ings had a great start to the season.
Absolutely.
Bunn came on really strong in the last game. Talk about that group.
Yeah, so wide receiver group, we got some really good receivers across the board. With Ings, obviously, with his background, his experience, he comes right in and fits right in with what we're doing and made an impact right away for us. The fans love him. Everyone knows who 17 is, and that's the cool thing about this game. Like, you don't always have to be from the area. Like, if you play good, like, the fans are gonna know who plays good, and they're gonna attach themselves, to those players. BJ Bunn, he's had a great success with the AFL and in college at Pembroke, and he's coming along pretty good. We got quite a few guys. They can step into the role. We're pretty deep at receiver. We just added another guy from James Madison. Riley Stapleton, big receiver. His brother played tight end with the Titans, so good pedigree there, football. And also, newcomer, wide receiver Jerron Bryant, new to the Cobras, but not new to the game. He's been playing for a while. He actually played for the current head coach of the Sharks, James Fuller, played with Richmond Raiders for a couple years. So he's been around for a little bit, and pretty excited to have him a part of what we're doing.
I also noticed, Coach, that your defense is making plays, and I think holding the other teams to a decent amount of points, especially for this league. I recall in the last game we had 2 or 3 what would have been turnovers, interceptions that were negated by penalties, but they were on the field making those plays. You got to feel pretty good about that defense.
Oh, 100%. So, the 3, I challenged the guys on defense of, we don't have any interceptions to this point. Let's get some takeaways. And sure enough, we had 3 opportunities. But the problem is the way the season's been going, it shows those 3 interceptions, takeaways that we're trying to get were negated by offsides penalties from the defense. So that's just a culmination of just where we're at as the season. And it just looks back and it's like those type things we cannot get out of our own way. So just like everything else with my background in the military and everything else is adapt and overcome. We've got to find a way and figure it out. one thing I took away from Coach Gibson, in Columbus is, you got to find a way, and it's weakness, cowardly mindset is just weakness and fatigue. And, that's all in the mind game for us right now. We got to figure it out mentally. And I think that's where we're going to come together more as a team when we all get on the same page from that aspect. The football stuff is going to take care of itself, but it's the camaraderie within ourselves of just playing together.
Yeah. So, Coach, here we are coming off of the bye week, going into Jacksonville, still in the playoff picture. Even given our first 4 games, still in that playoff picture, needing to get one of 4 spots. Talk to me a little bit about that, how we get there.
Yeah, so it's funny, we're talking about the possibility of playoffs, from where we're at 1-3 right now, but you kind of look at the bottom 4 teams as an NFC division in the NFL. Like everyone's beating up each other. Right. No one's really separating themselves. So, you got Jacksonville at 1-3, we're 1-3, Orlando is 2-3, and I believe Jersey's 2-3. So we're all 4 of us fighting for 2 spots, with the playoffs. So, because your top 4 teams make it. So obviously, everyone's goal to start the season is to win the championship and be in the championship game. But for us, first thing we got to do is make the playoffs, and we still have that opportunity. So just from a number standpoint, we play Orlando and Jacksonville these next 4 games. So that's huge for us to control what happens, going into the postseason. So I'm pretty sure, first and second is out of the picture. But the goal is to make the playoffs and get to the second season and then do what you got to do, because the records at that point don't matter. So we just got to get there, and we got the team to do it.
Coach, you brought up your military service, and I want to talk to you about that in the next segment. Talk to you about how your military service affects you as being a coach here for the Cobras.
Let's do it.
Back goes Espinoza. Oh. Espinoza going deep for Reese.
Espinoza took a shot. That was Big Farmer. He took a shot in the chops. Ooh, this is big boy ball right here.
Cobras Corner, we are back, and we're here with Coach Anton Yarborough. Coach, you're the defensive coordinator for the team?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
Just going to talk to you a little bit about your defense and some of the things with the team.
Yes,
this
sir.
is your first year with the program, is that right?
Yes, sir. My first year as a coach, I played in 2019.
Okay.
As a fullback, yeah.
And your defense is looking, I think, pretty good so far this year.
We're starting to get it together. We were a little shaky at first, but we're starting to get it together now.
We talked in the last segment with Coach about you guys did finally get some of those takeaways, but then they were negated with penalties. I'm sure that
negated with
was a little
offside
frustrating.
Penalties. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it was. But at the end of the day, kind of look at the cup half full instead of half empty. We did have takeaways, but they were negated by a turnover, so we just have to fix that now, and we'll be okay.
Coach, tell our fans a little bit about you. Where are you from? How you get here?
Oh, well, I'm from Darlington, South Carolina. A lot of people don't know where that is. It's where the Darlington Raceway is, so a lot of people don't know where that is. But I'm from Darlington, South Carolina. Played college ball at University of South Carolina. I actually was coaching in 2019, and Coach Back and Coach Rez asked if I wanted to finish the season as a fullback with the team. So, I did. I played 2 games, one against the Mash Pirates and obviously one against the Jacksonville Sharks in the championship game. And Coach Rez and I are really close. He coached me a few years before, 2-3 seasons before, and, he trusts me. I trust him. He helps me more out than football, in life as well. So he gave me the opportunity to come on as defensive coordinator, and I just couldn't turn it down.
Yeah. And that's interesting. Coach Rez is your predecessor at that defensive coordinator position. So how's that dynamic now that he's your head coach?
Great. He's a great teacher. He's taught me a lot. I'm learning a lot from him every day. It doesn't help that he had the #1 defense in the league. But, he's a great teacher. I'm learning from him every day, like I said, and I couldn't be blessed with a better opportunity.
Talk to me a little bit about what you bring to the team and how it makes the other coaches, Coach Rez, better coaches.
Our staff is great. I can't say I make them better coaches, but what I do believe I bring to the organization is that I'm not too far removed from playing myself. So I can relate to the player a little bit better, I would say, in some instances. But, Coach Rez is a very sharp guy. So, but I think that's probably what I bring to the table.
Seems like you really care about the guys that you're coaching.
Yes,
How does that help
you as a coach when you're developing these young guys?
I think for me, I coach through experience. Just what I've been taught over the course of the years of playing, and in-game experience and things like that. And as far as just showing guys that I care, because I know almost every situation that the player has been in, because I've been in those shoes. So that's what I think I bring to the table when it comes to that.
Now you got to tell us. Mm-hmm. Do you miss playing? Do you rather play or coach?
I miss playing, but I'd rather coach. Football hurts, man.
It does. Yeah, that's right.
Football hurts. So I'm good at coaching. I'm good. Yeah, it scratches the itch.
Where do you see yourself going from here? You're defensive coordinator for the Cobras. Where does it go from here for Coach Yarborough?
Well, I mean, I kind of enjoy the defensive coordinator role a little bit, so I want to learn from Coach Reyes as much as I can. But if God blesses me with the opportunity to be a head coach someday, then that's what I would like to do.
All right. Looking forward here this weekend to Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you played against Jacksonville, so you've got a little on-field knowledge about these guys. Mm-hmm. What are we looking at this weekend? Good performance, you think, from our defense?
Yes, sir. I think we're going to step up. I think we're going to, get a couple of turnovers. I think we're going to turn the season around.
All right.
And I get it starts with Jacksonville,
Well, fans, come on out, see Coach Yarborough and our Cobras as we play the Jacksonville Sharks.
Sam Casanova here, QB for the Carolina Cobras in Lot J, here with some of our faithful tailgaters that are nice enough to feed us on Wednesday nights. We really appreciate them. Us Cobras, we're going to be hungry for a W on Saturday. And speaking of hunger, we know you and your family can get hungry sometimes, so take it on over to some of our other food sponsors. Brick's Pizza, Jam's Deli, Sam's Club, CC's Pizza, Blue Rock Pizza and Tap, Box Office, and Kickback Jacks on Battleground Avenue. And we'll see all of you here Saturday night at 7 p.m. for the Cobras game. If you want to get here a little early at 4 o'clock for the tailgating crew, you're welcome to do that as well.
Coach, in your last Beamer Tire and Auto tune-ups for the week, you talked about offensive line play.
Yep.
And we saw the results of that on the field. I thought the offensive line played really well. What are we looking at this week?
Yeah, so, one of the things, so far each week, what we've talked about, we've touched on, we've proved on a little bit. So this week for us, our Beamer Tire and Auto Repair tune-ups for the week have got to be for the Cobras to figure out the Cobras and get back to Cobras football and bring back our identity of what everyone knows us to be a successful team. And I feel we got the people in place to do that across the board, from coaches to players, just fans, city. We got to find a way to get back to Cobras football, what everyone's used to from 18 and 19. And I'm tired of hearing, it's not the same team in 2018 and 2019. You're right, it's not. It's 2021. So it's multiple years away from those last two seasons. So, everyone needs to buy into what we're doing. That's what our message is to the players. We're focused. I thought we had one of the couple better practices this week that we've had all season, which is huge for us coming off a bye week. And, we're ready to roll. And everyone's got a chip on their shoulder and stuff to prove, not just to our fans or to the NAL, but they got stuff to prove to scouts that are watching them that why they need to be at the next level. You can't just be a regular guy playing here. You got to be able to step your game up and separate yourself, which is a huge opportunity coming up this week. And I think that is pretty much the only thing that we need to focus on is to get out of our own way and play some Cobras football.
How will you measure that, Coach? How will you be able to say that we were successful in our tune-up for the week?
Well, for me right now is get the W. We get the win, we'll be able to erase some negativity. If we get the win, that means we've done some things right. We did some things, we didn't make stupid mistakes. Are we going to make mistakes? Every team's going to make mistakes, but it's how we regroup from that and how we capitalize on the other team's mistakes and try to be the team that makes the least amount of mistakes playing to win. We're taking a whole different approach of everything that we're doing this week, change up some stuff, rattle everybody up a little bit and just have fun. A lot of guys are thinking too much about stuff, and once athletes start thinking about what they got to do, then they're going to start making mistakes. So we just got to play football, and that's on the coaches. That's on the coaches' preparation for the players to mentally have them right and not throw a bunch of stuff at them. So I really feel we're in a good place this week. and I'm excited. So the overall measurement for our success of our tune-ups for the week is to get the W.
Hey, how you doing, guys? This is Kenny Ville from the Cobras, number 21 year defensive back here at Dominate Athletic Performance. If you're a middle schooler or a high schooler, come out and be like the pros and dominate your workout performance. Be like the pros. Shoulder workouts, good for tackling. You need your shoulders to tackle. Without your shoulders and tackling on defense, worthless. Build speed and power. Just speed and power. Door flex up, tight core. Always tight core. You can't do nothing without your engine. Your engine is your core. You have abs in your back, and your hamstrings are very important. This keys the hamstrings. You name one Ferrari that goes fast without any wheels. This particular wheels right here. The kids will love these because, you look good in your jersey. Hey, you look good, you play good, they pay good. And it helps you tackle. I call this the hamster. People call this the sprinter. I call it the hamster because it only goes how fast you go. As a DB, as a professional athlete, you gotta run fast. They say speed kills and speed pays the bills. Hey guys, I'm here with my best friend Andy, coach, owner, and founder of Dominate Athletics. Hey, Andy, can you give me a reason why you want everybody in the triad to stop at your location?
Because I want my athletes and any athletes out there to be stronger, faster, more prepared for their sport, reduce the chance of injuries. And that's what we're all about here. High school sports are more competitive than ever, and I just want my athletes to have that extra edge. And that's what we can give them here at Dominate Athletics.
You hear it, folks. Andy gave you the recipe. He's the guru, the master around this triad area. You want to be dominated like the Cobras? Come check my guy out.
Coach, this Saturday is Military and First Responders Night here at the Coliseum. You have a military background, and I know that it helps shape you not only as a man but as a coach. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so being a Marine, allows me to be a little bit different mindset than most people, like your ordinary civilian that hadn't been in the military. Being a Marine has been exciting for me from just as a man, it's within myself, and becoming a better father, becoming a better husband, and a football coach. All that, comes together with all the characteristics, that you take on from the military aspect of it, from your leadership skills and camaraderie, skill building, development, just everything that encompasses being a football coach. So transferring that to the football field for me has been, overwhelmingly excited with all that, just because it makes it much easier just to lead by example with certain things. And, sometimes that aspect gets in the way a little bit as far as from an organizational standpoint and delegation. Because sometimes it makes me want to, do a lot more than I should, and I should rely on some other people with some stuff. But it helps overall from, motivating the players and always willing them to find more within themselves, because everyone's got more to give than they actually think their body's possible to give. And that's one of the things I learned ultimately in the Marines is, you got more in you, and you just got to dig deep and find it. And for us, where we're at in this bye week right now, coming out of the bye week into this next, going against Jacksonville is a moment for us to, find ourselves and our identity, to kind of put it all back together of what, Cobras are about and what we've been.
How old were you when you joined the military?
Yep, so I was 18, right after I graduated high school. I decided I wanted to do something different. I wanted to leave, the area I was at. So that's everyone does, want to get out from where they grew up. So, I chose the Marine Corps because I found it intriguing to myself. For the Army was offering sign-on bonus, Navy offering sign-on bonus, Air Force offering sign-on bonus, but the Marines were not. So I found that interesting. Why are the Marines not offering any kind of sign-on bonus? So I went and said, I didn't even go anywhere else and went right into the Marine Corps office. And that was one of my first questions to the recruiter is, how come the Marines aren't offering a sign-on bonus? And the recruiter was like chuckling, like, if you want to be a Marine, you want to be a Marine. We don't have to buy you or pay you to come in to buy you off to be a Marine. The Marine, you earn the title of Marine, and no one will ever take that away from you. And we have the best uniform in the world. So I played football and played quarterback, so I always felt like the spotlight was always on me and I always wanted to be, the best I can be. And so I've thought to myself, I definitely want to be the best looking in the world right. and be in the best military force in the world. So let's do it. And here we are. So it was been an adventure. I went to MCRD San Diego, growing up in California. So that's where I went for boot camp. I ended up getting stationed at Camp Lejeune for my first duty station back in late 2000. So then I've been in North Carolina ever since. I know some of the guys think it's very interesting with my background. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I don't shy away from if someone asks me. But being, I was overseas for 2 tours in Iraq in 2003 and then Battle of Fallujah in 2004. What you see on TV is pretty much how it is. It's pretty rough. Mm-hmm. It's pretty grueling. But like I said, you don't really have enough time. You don't have no time to be scared or worried about what's going to happen. You just have to do what you're supposed to do and fight through it, find a way to keep grinding, which you come back again, find a way. It's always about finding a way. And you just do it. You got to do what you got to do. So that's after that experience was time for me to get out, and it was pretty rough. So lost some friends, and I probably shouldn't be sitting here. But God willing, and has allowed me to be able to continue and be where I'm at. And I'm thankful that my family is where we're at today, and it's an honor to be able to carry that title with me till the day I die, and no one can take that away from me, and that's pretty awesome.
Talk to me about how your military experience helps you when you maybe suffer a loss in football.
Yeah, so in the military, if you lose, you don't come home. So that's a big difference out the gate right there. So the game of football is serious and is a battle, but we go home at night when it's over. And the arena game, fans get to come out to the field, those type things. Win or lose, you move on to the next day. But it's still a battle. And those aspects, create the mindset for it's a game. So, people have asked, do you feel the pressure ever as a coach in this game? And with fans yelling at you and those type things. And the answer is no, because the real pressure is when you're in combat and the bullets are flying past you. That's pressure. That is, now you're trying to get it done and make sure that you make it out alive. So in the game of football, when people are yelling at you or whatever, it's not a big deal. You just keep it moving. Sometimes I might look very serious in the game. It's because I am. It's a serious moment for me, and it's about being competitive. And I don't want to lose. We don't coach the game to lose. The players aren't practicing every day, watching film, going to football workouts, and come to the game and dress in the locker room and come out to the game and say, hey, we're going to lose today. Right. No one's doing that. So it's just a matter of putting it all together. Military night, always for me, since I've been, part of this game at this level, has always been fun. Every team in America, and every arena has a military night and first responders night, and just the atmosphere and the why for those type things. I take those moments serious for me because of some of my friends that aren't here, that aren't able to enjoy those things. Playing football in the Marines, my center, he didn't make it. So I always try to go forward with what I'm doing with football and remembrance of those guys that love the game of football. And that's why I will always be a part of football until the day I die.
Wow. And yes, Cobra fans, if you have someone like that means something to you, maybe bring them out to the game Saturday, or come on out in remembrance and celebration of those folks that love both the military and the game of football.